Go. What's up, podcast? Today I have Michael DePalo on. What's up, bro? I haven't seen you in probably like 12 years. How you been?
I'm doing good, man. It's been I think it's been like 13 years.
Yes, yeah. I knew it'd been a while. So, me and you went to high school together briefly for I think the right probably junior or senior year of my year. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly if we were grade together, ahead, behind. I don't know. But I wanted to get you on the show, one, to catch up with you, but two, to kind of get your story of what's been going on, because you're in the Army now. You've been active for a while now, been a drill sergeant, doing all the fun stuff. So tell me kind of how you get into that. For a lot of listeners or people who may be watching, like, what was your choice from going to high school straight into the military, staying in that role, and then staying in there doing the whole drill sergeant thing and all that?
Yeah. So as you know, I was a fucking shithead in high school.
Yeah.
So
hey, I was too, though. So
we had some good time.
Yeah, we did.
But yeah, man. So I graduated high school. You know, I was limping. I limped across the finish line in high school at the end because I was just a turd running around doing crazy stuff. And then so I graduated high school. You know, I never really focused on my grades or anything like that. So my stepdad came to me one day, was like, "Hey, man, so what's the plan for your life now?" And I wasn't going to go to college. Shit, I don't know. I guess I'll join the Army. So, 6 days after we graduated high school, I was on a bus and I was going to basic training. And then after basic training, I ended up in Alaska, of all places.
That's different.
And, yeah. Oh, man. You want to talk about an adjustment. Plus, yeah, I'm a mama's boy. So, like, being that far away from mama was not easy. And then being, like, in Alaska, like being in a foreign country, man. So, all alone, you know, out on my own for the first time. It was definitely an adjustment. You know, and I was in Alaska for 3 years. While I was there, I went to Iraq during the troop surge. I was there for 15 months, saw a lot of crazy shit there.
Yeah.
Came home and then ended up moving to Louisiana down at Fort Polk. And I was there for a couple of years, and I'd gotten married and had a kid. And then spent some time there. And then I moved to Tennessee. I was there for 4 years. I deployed 3 times out of there. Yeah, and I had a wife and a little baby.
Yeah.
And then once I came home from Africa after the Ebola breakout, so I went to Afghanistan twice while I was at Fort Campbell, and then Africa for the Ebola breakout. And then when I came home, the Army's like, "All right, you're gonna go be a drill sergeant now." You know, because I'd made my way.
You didn't make that choice. They just said, "Hey, that's."
Hell no, nobody makes that choice. Nobody wants to do that job. I mean, when you first join the Army and you go through basic training, everybody's like, "I want to be a drill sergeant one day."
Right.
I want to, like, that's the guy, because that's when you think about the Army and you think about, or the Marine Corps, or any of that, you think about that hat,
Yeah.
you know, and getting to scream and yell at people all day, this, that, and the other. And so I've always wanted to do it, but as you come up in the Army, you understand, like, how hard of an assignment that is. Like, you have no life. You're there. You don't get days off. You're there 20 plus hours a day. You're dead on your feet, and you're doing this for, 10 weeks at a time. Then you might get like 2 days off, and then you're right back at it again.
Yeah.
And it's like that for 3 years. It's almost worse than a deployment. Matter of fact, it is worse than a deployment.
Really?
So yeah, I mean, I know this is not like I'm not trying to like now talk the Army or nothing like that, but divorce rates in the Army are really high.
Yeah.
And they're higher for drill sergeants. So if you join the Army and you become a drill sergeant, you have like a 90% chance to lose your marriage. And it got me. I was a drill sergeant for a year, and then me and my wife, we just called it quits.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, and plus she had been through a lot. She had been through 4 deployments. You know, I missed out on a lot of my kids' life. All that stuff. The Army's, I mean, it's a rough life, especially at a time of war. You know, and then getting all these crazy assignments that I was getting. Yeah. So, but yeah, being a drill sergeant it's amazing. Like it has its rough spots. You know, you don't have a life. You don't have a personal life.
Yeah.
But training soldiers and having an impact on young kids' lives as they choose that as a career path is something special. And like another thing too, people don't understand, like the Army's just not a place for wayward boys. You know what I mean? Like there's people that have their shit together that want to join the Army for other purposes. Because I mean, like you can get college paid for. There's health benefits. It's a good job. And I mean, the pay is shit at first, but I'm doing all right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, so Well, how old's your kid now? You have one boy, right?
Yeah, I got a son. He's 8. His name's
Okay.
Bo.
Yeah. Oh man, they grow up quick. That's
Hell yeah. And he
so.
is a spitting image of me. I'm talking. That boy is just like me. He was like, if like you knew me in high school growing up, right?
Yeah.
That boy is just like how I was.
Well, let's talk about that because I can say this. I never saw you doing what you're doing now, or you ever going into the Army, or being that fighter, or being that badass. Because in high school, you weren't. You know what I'm saying?
I was little.
Yeah, you're
I
a
was
little dude,
little.
and you weren't about that because we were rough and crazy. And you did a lot of shit with us. We did a lot of crazy stuff, but you weren't about the fighting. You were about the hanging out and talking to the chicks, and you didn't want to do all that.
Yeah, I'm not about all the fighting stuff.
So what changed your perspective there? Did it change after you went into the Army? Did you not really think you were going to go in because of that, or do you think it molded you a little bit and kind of made you more of a man? I mean, what do you think?
Oh, I mean, it definitely made me who I am. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been my whole life. I hit 13 years last month.
Man, that's crazy.
So like,
well,
yeah, right.
So I can tell you personally, thank you, by the way, bro.
Yeah, I get to retire in 6 years. I get to drop my retirement packet in 6 years, and that last year in the Army, you're kind of just floating. But
yeah,
and then it'll be time to find a new job or career. I have no idea what I want to be when I grow up, by the way. But because this is all I've known. So when you join the Army, you kind of get brainwashed. They call it institutionalizing you. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
you turn into like this barrel-chested freedom fighter. Like
Yeah.
Especially at that point in time, like we were at war. There was the height of the Iraq War. I mean, we had over 400,000 troops in Iraq at the time. Like, so that was what it was about. You had to grow up quick. Especially,
right.
I was 19 years old and I was in Iraq for 15 months.
Yeah.
It's all like crazy. So you got to grow up quick. And I would say I'm still not that. I'm rowdy, but I'm not going to bars and beat people up.
Yeah.
But as you know, man, like when I joined the Army, I was 5'6", 125 pounds. Yeah. Like I was a little kid. Like y'all used to stuff me in trash cans and shit.
That wasn't me. I didn't do that, bro.
No, you didn't. No.
I was always taking up for you.
Yeah.
I think so. Anyways, from what I remember.
It's a little. Hey, that's too many beers ago.
Yeah.
That's too many beers ago. But and then I had a growing spurt when I was like 20.
Yeah.
And then started getting into like lifting and bodybuilding, personal training, and all that stuff, and then kind of turned into a grown man.
Yeah.
In my mid-20s, but I was never really like a confrontational person. I'll say I used to run my mouth a lot. But it's because I had like big dudes behind me, like you backing me up. I used to run my mouth a lot. Thankfully, I never got beat up too bad or nothing like that. But but now, I mean, I'm 31 now, so I'm 31 and I'm divorced, and so I'm just living life now. I'm not going out looking for fights or nothing like that.
Right.
I am, but I am a fighter. And my experiences in life have brought me to that point.
So you're right now. Where are you stationed at?
Right now I'm at Fort Stewart in Georgia.
Okay, so you're in Georgia. How long have you been there?
Almost 2 years.
Okay. How do you like Georgia versus being anywhere else? Or I guess okay, let me ask you this. Where's the worst place you've ever been while you were serving? And I'm sure I know the answer to this, and tell me why. And then where's the best place and tell me why?
Okay, so I'll go based off duty station. I'm not gonna say deployments because deployments, those are all shitty.
Okay. We're gonna talk about that next. So let's talk about duty right now.
We'll talk about that. Worst duty station I've ever been was definitely Fort Polk, Louisiana. That place was an absolute shithole. But I was 2 hours from Mama's house, and you couldn't beat that.
Yeah.
But my absolute favorite place was when I was at Fort Campbell, which is on the Tennessee-Kentucky line. Nashville's 45 minutes away. Like I didn't get to really experience it because I was married and stuff like that. But if I was there now, boy, I'd burn it down if I was there. I don't mind Georgia so bad. I'm like where I'm at's kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's like no women here.
Yeah.
So like anytime like I want to like try to date or something like that, I gotta go far. There ain't nothing around here but some mooses and some whales. It's not a good time. Not a good time for a single man here. Savannah's right down the road too, though. Savannah's a good time. Savannah's fun. Jacksonville's right down the road. Charleston's right up the road. So, I mean, the post is nice. I like my job. I like what I do here, but just the area it's ghetto.
Yeah. Well, hey, it is what it is. So what about deployment? And I don't know the rules about you talking about what the hell you did, what you can do, whatever. But I want to know,
Me
since
either.
we know each other.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but we know each other. I want to know what's the craziest shit you've seen while you were deployed, or maybe seen or been involved in.
Oh man. Uh, I don't know if I can talk about that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen some crazy shit, man. I've seen buddies die. I've seen people been blown up. I've been blown up. Like
Yeah. What happened?
I was just driving roadside bombs, man. Like it happens. It's very common. Like you know, going on a convoy and then just driving over a pressure plate, or somebody have a spotter up on the hill and they call the cell phone that's hooked to the bomb and it just blow you up.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I'm not hurt. No, I'm not a Purple Heart recipient, but I know I have several buddies that didn't make it out or got really messed up from stuff like that. I would tell you I don't know if I can tell you this, but I'm gonna tell you anyways. Hell, the craziest thing, I had been in Iraq for a week, maybe a week, and one of our surveillance helicopters caught some guys planting a roadside bomb.
Okay.
So we catch you doing it, we're gonna fuck you up, right?
Yeah.
America,
Yeah.
fuck you. So they this particular helicopter has 30 millimeter machine guns on it, which
Right.
shoots a bullet like this fucking big, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a fucking machine gun, and it lit these dudes up. However, on a second pass, they realized the guys weren't dead. You can't do a second pass because we're America and we follow the
Right.
Geneva Convention. Can't
Right.
do a second pass. So we have to go out there and pick them up.
Damn.
And we went out
Holes
there.
in them this big.
We had to go out there and pick these boys up. And that was something that will stick with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I bet.
And put them on stretchers and put them on a helicopter and bring them on and fix them.
Yeah. Hey, it's better than you blowing up. Shit.
Yeah, but it was that was like my very first experience. I'll never forget that.
Oh, okay. So you were just okay.
Yeah, that was just one. That was one of many. But that one was one. Like now, even still to this day, like I can't see sports injuries. You talk about UFC a lot. I'm a huge UFC fan.
Right.
When Anderson Silva snapped his leg,
ooh,
I can't see stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because of that experience, like
right.
that stuff used to never bother me, like or whatever.
Right.
But now, like sports injuries mess me up.
Well, I mean, and PTSD is a huge issue with anybody who's been deployed or had any. I mean, do you feel confident you're not really affected that much by it? Do you know people that really have issues with it? I mean,
everyone's affected differently.
Right.
I'd be lying if I said I don't suffer from it.
Right.
But I'm not like crazy or nothing. Like I don't like wake up in the night fighting or nothing like that. I just have certain things like if I hear a loud boom, I hit the ground.
Right. I mean, you're fighting for your life the entire time you're there, of course.
Yeah, if someone's popping fireworks down the road, I know it's fireworks.
Right.
Somebody shoots a gun, I know it's a gun. Like, like certain things like that. But I don't I don't have like any nervous tics or I'm going crazy or I'm not psycho, nothing like that. No, I feel like I'm pretty normal. Just certain things will trigger certain reactions out of me. I don't like crowds of people. I don't like crowds of people at all.
I mean, that makes sense.
Which is weird because I'm always like downtown partying, but
right.
So I got to be a little liquored up, but at the same time too, like Bourbon Street, like Bourbon Street gets now. It's just you can't move. Yeah, no, I can't do that. I got to know, and like going to restaurants and stuff. I got to see the door.
Yep. I feel like I cannot relate to the situation you've been in, but I feel like I've always been that way because the way we grew up, and we're always starting shit, going to so-and-so's house and fighting over someone's party or whooping somebody's ass in the bar. And you have to always be aware. And in your situation, it's like instinctively life or death. Got to be aware.
Well, yeah, and I'll tell you why. So this is another story from that same deployment in Iraq. Me and some buddies were in the mess hall eating. And so when we're deployed, we hired like a lot of the third country nationals to come on like clean shitters and shit we're not going to do, right?
Right.
Because we used to burn shit like in barrels, 55-gallon drums with diesel and a pack of matches, and you have to sit there and start shit. Yeah. And so we started hiring people and started getting like porta-johns and stuff like that out there where we were at. And we'd hire the third country nationals. They'd be vetted to make sure they weren't like associated with terrorist organizations, stuff like that.
Right.
Bring them on and start working. And then, anyway, so we were in a DFAC and we'd been done eating. This is another thing too. Like I eat fast as shit now. And this is why. We were in there eating. We'd been done for about 30 minutes. So we're just in there bullshitting. And a suicide bomber walked in the DFAC and activated his vest and blew up half the damn DFAC.
Oh shit, dude.
So now, like, I got to see the door.
While you're sitting in there eating, so you lost half of it.
We were done eating. We were just sitting there bullshitting. Like, we should have been gone out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, stuff like that. I don't want to, like, kill the movie.
No. Hey, dude, like, people need to hear this shit because that's why I wanted to ask you. Some people may be like, I don't want to talk about that. Dude, look, people need to know what the fuck what you go through because, people are like, anytime you hear anyone talk about these things, they're like, well, they can't talk about it or they don't want to talk about it. I'm like, well, shit, man, how do you raise awareness, or how do you know what you're going through? You know what I mean?
I really don't talk about it at all. I want to say this is probably the first time I've talked about it in several years. I mean, hell, I just got out of an 8-month relationship and never once did I talk about my experiences or nothing like that.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. You just draw it out of me, DJ. I don't know what it is about you. It's that $1 million smile.
Well, so to get off that and back on the drill sergeant thing, I want to ask you something. So you get into doing that. Of course, at that point, you've already been deployed. So I guess that gives you a lot more energy to talk shit and prepare these boys to get ready for real life situations.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite story from that? Or I'm sure you have quite a few entertaining things. Tell me something.
We can literally sit here and talk for hours about this.
Tell me a little bit, man. Tell me a little bit.
Because you get these kids that come straight from grandma's house that ain't done nothing for themselves their whole lives. I mean, I've had kids you get kids like that. You get kids straight off the street that just came from the trap house. Yeah. You get kids that come from daddy's money that think they're better than everybody. Kids that come in with full ass degrees. But yeah, being like having deployment experience and stuff like that, you can kind of set things in perspective for them. Like when you're trying to teach them something and they're fucking off. Like, no, motherfucker, you need to pay attention. Yeah. This is real life shit right here. I've got so many stories. I'll tell you a story. I don't know. I can't even pick one.
Well, tell me this. Who's one of your favorite, or say like maybe a story from one of your favorite, trainees coming in?
Oh man, I had this guy.
See, I knew I'd get you with something like that. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll remember this kid for the rest of my life. His name was Carl. That's his last name was Carl.
Okay.
And Carl was dumber than shit. I'm talking Forrest Gump dumb.
Yeah.
And I was specifically asking him if I'm teaching a block of instruction. Carl is who I was calling on to check to see if everyone's paying attention. Like, Carl, what the fuck did I just say?
Yeah.
And he'd look up like, I don't know. And I would just smoke the shit out of the whole. When I say smoke, like, make them do PT, like make them do push-ups or jumping jacks until they fucking sweat their ass off. Yeah. It's called smoking them, which we're not allowed to say anymore in the Army because it sounds like it's hazing and stuff like that.
Shit.
But Carl, man, I'll remember Carl forever. And I used to fuck with him the entire cycle. And then when he graduated, so there's rules and stuff, like, right, the drill sergeants, you can't like mess with the soldiers' families or anything like that. His sister showed up to graduation in a sundress. Boy. I was like, Carl, come here. What you got? Who's this? He's like, that's my sister, drill sergeant. I'm like, your sister, huh? I'm like, all right, y'all better get the fuck away from me. I had to get on now. I'll tell you this other story. So every cycle, the kids have.
So what's the cycle for those who are listening or watching?
So a cycle is 10 weeks.
10 weeks, and that's for what they get basic training as soon as they come in. Yeah. You're the first person they see. They get to see your pretty face.
Oh, every day.
As they walk in.
Gotcha. I'm waking them up and I'm tucking them in every night. And they get to hear this wonderful, beautiful voice of mine screaming and yelling. I mean, it sounds good now, but it was always raspy, like when I was a drill sergeant. But so every cycle, they have to go through the gas chamber. And what the purpose of the gas chamber is to teach them how to have confidence in their equipment. So you put this gas mask on, you're like, there's no way this thing keeps me from dying from gas. So we put them in this gas chamber. We cook up a bunch of tear gas. It comes in these tablets, right? We put it on like a burner plate. We put them in this like airtight room, and they're in there freaking out because you can feel it, like it starts burning your skin. Yeah. Like you can feel it. Like it's just, and they would like make them like run in place and do jumping jacks and show them, hey, you can take your mask off, put it back on, seal it properly, and you're fine. Nothing's wrong. And then so what we do is we would have a drill sergeant demonstrate. Once we get everybody in the room, we'll put them in like 60 at a time. Mm-hmm. And drill sergeant, look, you take my mask off, put it back on, clear it and seal it. I'm fine. Yeah. Right. So, the drill sergeants were like, all right, we're going to fuck with them. So I was like, all right. So what I did was I took my mask off I put it back on, tried to clear it and seal it, and then like pretended to pass out. And the other drill sergeants like grabbed me and like dragged me out of the chamber. All of them were trying to get out the fucking doors. It was pandemonium. It was like one of these riot scenes you see on the news right now.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get out of that room. Because when Drill Sergeant DePalo goes down, like, because he used to call me beast mode.
Yeah.
With like I was a robot. I was a fucking robot. If Drill Sergeant DePalo went down, oh hell no, we're all gonna die. Like, they were freaking the hell out. It was funny.
So,
But I try to that's what I try to do. Like when I'm teaching people, and even still to this day, I try to keep things like trying to make it funny, but make it professional at the same time. You're gonna maintain your military bearing. That's another thing too, because I'm funny as hell. Well, at least I think I am. I would like always crack jokes and shit, and if they laughed, I would smoke the shit out of them for it. Because you're not
right.
supposed to chuckle. You're supposed to be stone cold. You're supposed to be a stone cold killer. And if I get you to break character or get you to like, whatever, then I'd mess you up for it.
Yeah. Look. Well, so what do you think when you were going through basic training? I guess who's the most memorable drill sergeant you dealt with? And because I know you fucking remember him. And what's something you think you went through, just so people know, that you really used during battle and deployment?
Okay. So I remember this drill. He's the only drill sergeant I have that I remember. His name was Drill Sergeant Garnett. He was this like 6'4", like Young Dolph looking motherfucker. I don't know if you know who Young Dolph is, a rapper, just tall black.
Yeah.
And his uniforms always pressed and clean, and neat. He was a robot. And I was like, I want to be like this guy. And they used to always fuck with me because I was from Louisiana. No one could understand what I would say.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. After I graduated basic training, they made me go to damn public speaking classes to try to get rid of my accent. Because my accent was so thick, nobody could understand what I was saying.
It's bad. I've realized mine's gotten better being the profession I'm in now, but shit, it's bad. It's thick.
Yeah, I had to take public speaking classes. Like I was in the classroom with like a bunch of kids like straight from Puerto Rico that had to learn how to like speak English before they could like join the army. And I'm like, one Drill Sergeant Garnett told me, hey man, you need to fix that accent or people are gonna always assume you're stupid.
Yeah.
And I see that now because now when I hear kids, like when I was a drill sergeant, kids would come from like Kentucky or whatever. And the first thing I'll say, they'd be like, I'm from Kentucky or I'm from Alabama. I'm like, you need to fix that accent. I was like, how many, like, and I would always ask them, I'd always like make fun of them about being married to their sister or something like that.
Yeah.
Or their cousin. Like, I'd always mess with those country kids. But no, like, that's my background too. So
right. I mean, that's where you're from, so you can do that.
Yeah. So I'd always mess with like the country bumpkins and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But there was, just anything that guy taught me, I still remember to this day, like it was yesterday. There was one time, we were standing in formation. We all had our weapons, right? Our M16s at the time, big ass bazookas.
Yeah.
And it had a single point sling on it. And so we had just got done doing weapons maintenance. We were cleaning our weapons, putting them back together. And he was walking through formation. Drill sergeants walking by, the hat down, you can't see their eyes, just analyzing everything about your uniform, your weapon, everything. And I had a twist in my sling.
Oh shit!
So he took my weapon. He took it completely apart, threw the bolt this way, the firing pin this way, and just threw it all over the place. And like took his hand like this and buried it in my chest. He was like, now go fucking find every piece of it and put it back together and make sure your sling don't have a twist in it. I'm talking, it broke my heart because I thought I was like the golden child.
Right.
Like, and it just broke my heart. And ever since then, like I wasn't about not getting in trouble or not fucking up. It was about doing the right thing and not disappointing drill sergeant. Like I wanted to make him proud.
Gotcha.
Which is weird. Like this guy that's tortured me for 10 weeks.
Yeah.
But you develop like Stockholm syndrome. You like that's the same. Like those kids leave and then they remember you forever. I still get messages on Facebook all the time. I run into kids here that I was their drill sergeant, like all the time. I'll see them at Walmart and they're like, and still call me drill sergeant. Like drill sergeant? I'm like, nah, man, don't call me that. Don't call me. That's not me no more. But yeah, I don't know. But and then like everything they teach you, everything we teach you is valuable training. It's very like the Army puts a lot of effort into how we train and what we train, how much time we spend on certain things. I'll say probably one thing I learned that helped me in combat specifically was knowing that grenades don't blow up right away.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay.
That's something good to know.
Yeah, knowing that grenades don't blow up right away. Yeah. They take a little time.
What's your second window? How many seconds do you have? Whenever you unpin a grenade hits the ground.
Well, everyone's different. They're all different. But it's no less than 8 seconds.
Okay. No less.
No less than 8 seconds.
Okay, and depending on the blast radius, you may have time to get the fuck out of there before you get your leg blown off.
Yeah, so kill radius of a hand grenade for our hand grenades. I mean, because all the at the time, all Al Qaeda was everything they used was Russian.
Okay.
So our hand grenades, the kill radius. If you're within 5 meters of it, you're gone, bro. You're gone.
Okay.
You're within 10 meters, you might be gone. You might just be really messed up.
Okay.
Anything within 10 to 15 meters, anything outside of that, you might be all right.
Okay.
Yeah. But
So
if you're within 5 meters of it, 5 meters is a long way, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gone.
Cool. Well, I mean, that being said, I don't want to get on nothing dark and gloomy, but I mean, I feel like that taking that information and telling people that, hey, you're going to go through this kind of shit, but you get to actually use it. We're not just torturing these kids,
Yeah.
Because you see movies. Okay, who's your favorite drill sergeant from the movies? Because I know you probably see. I feel
Full Metal Jacket, man. Full Metal Jacket.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's got to be. I mean, he's the best one. Got to be.
Oh man, he portrayed it the best. Obviously, if we spoke like that, we would all be in prison. But
yeah,
it's definitely nothing like that. You can't talk. You got to treat everybody with dignity and respect. And
right.
It's cussing's frowned upon. I still cuss like a sailor, and I use a lot of analogy. You can get away with a certain amount of stuff depending on how much the kids admire you.
Okay,
I call them kids, but they come from anywhere from 17 to 42 years old. I mean, I had people that I was training that were older than me.
Shit.
At one point I had 2 guys that were joining. They come over from the Coast Guard. They were the same rank as me.
Okay.
And I'm in here, I'm in their face, yelling at them every day. Yeah, it was.
Well,
but
you had. I'm sure you had did you have a token phrase? Did you have your token phrase? What
man, I had so many.
What are they? Give me some. Give me some.
We used to put them on the T-shirts. Oh man, I don't even know if I can repeat this on here.
Man, come on.
Damn, I can't even think of them right now. I used to always every time we'd go into DFAC, right? I would always sneak up behind privates and just scream hot chow as loud as I fucking could in their ear. They loved it. I'd always tell the privates about their uniforms, you gotta take care of the way you dress. So you can't just throw on a uniform and look good. You gotta wear it the right way and wear it a certain way. So I always tell them you gotta look crisp, you gotta look clean, you gotta look sexy. It was we put that on a T-shirt one time. You gotta look crisp, you gotta look clean, you gotta look sexy.
Gotcha.
And then I would always tell the males. I'm like, look, males, I'm going to tell you the secret to life. I didn't figure this out until I was 26, 27. You got to get you a sleeve tattoo, a hard part haircut, and a gym membership. And the possibilities for your life are endless. I used to tell all my privates that now. Every time I run into one, a male, they have always got a damn sleeve tattoo.
So you're training females too.
Yeah, males and females. It's completely integrated, which presents its own challenges. Of
course. So how do you maneuver through that? Because I mean, I know, and I just know how the military is now. Everything's integrated now, and it's you have to be, you have to think about those things. You can't say anything sexist. You can't. I mean, of course, not be racist at all. Which don't have to worry about that. We're all good. So
yeah, no. But So I mean, the females will live in their own bay. And all the bays, all the doors, in the barracks and stuff, have alarms on. So if a door's open when they're in the bays and they're supposed to be asleep, we know about it. So you don't have any issues there. But you do catch them passing notes to each other. Oh, I used to love that shit. I'd catch them passing notes to each other. I'd take that shit and read it in front of the whole company. So so a company of trainees is 260.
Do you remember anything that was funny? Do you have one that's funny as hell?
Oh, I just remember one. I found it and I opened it up and I said, really fucking loud and dramatic.
Hey, do your drill sergeant voice. Can you do it?
Oh man,
Come on, bro.
It's too loud. I can't do it. I can't do it on command like that. But it was. So I opened the note and the first thing I read said, "Hey, big head." That's what the girl was calling him, or he was calling her big head. And I got to reading the note, and I couldn't make it through. I was laughing my ass off so much. But it's a big no-no. Fraternizing, you're not there to hook up. You're not there to find your future wife. You're there to train. And then, but you can't help them. You put males and females, and shit, even females and females and males and males.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
I mean, shit, you walk in the male bay and see 2 dudes cuddling in the same bunk.
Yeah,
or in the female bay and catch them scissoring each other. You know what I mean? You're not going to stop it.
Right, especially in your late teens, early 20s and
shit. Oh man, you're just full of piss and vinegar and testosterone, and all you want to do is mate,
Yep.
And and you get these, you put them all together. I mean, they all look uglier than sin. Ain't a single one. And the Army does a good job of making you as unattractive as possible while you're a trainee. You got to wear these ugly ass glasses, and like these uniforms are all baggy and shitty.
Yeah.
Don't look good on you. But yeah, so that was fun. I'm gonna tell you a story.
Okay.
So drill sergeant DePalo, brand new. I was a cherry drill sergeant, brand new. We're doing, so periodically we do health and welfare inspections where we'll go through the barracks and have the soldiers open their wall lockers where they stash all their stuff to see if we can find anything that they're not supposed to have, because these little shits are resourceful. I mean, shit, one time we found cocaine, like,
really?
Like, yeah, like you'll find like the craziest shit. So we go in the female bay first. The first female I'll walk up to them like, turn the fuck around, go to your fucking wall locker, open it the fuck up, and stand the fuck out of my way. As soon as she did that, she opened it up. She had her laundry bag on top, and she had like a pair of like underwear that was just period blood all over it, right?
Oh, man.
And she had like a little plastic baggie full of used feminine products. I threw up I'm talking, these kids are nasty, man. I know that's not what anybody wants to hear right now, but fuck it, I don't care. This is me. Like, it was the nastiest shit I've ever experienced in my life. And ever since then, I've never looked at females the same. Like, I'm not, in my back of my mind, like, you're all nasty.
Ladies, if you're listening to this, he's not a womanizer at all.
No, I'm not. But I was like, after that experience, I was like, I would never go in the female bay again and look in a wall. I can't do it. So yeah, that was my first cycle too. I did 9 cycles. That was my first. Okay.
So what are some examples of things they can have and they can't have while they're in basic training?
Well, I mean, there's a whole, they can't have much of nothing. If we didn't give it to you, you can't have it, pretty much. Okay. Your parents can send you like sunscreen or like chapstick, but it couldn't be flavored. It had to be plain flavor. They can send you cough drops, but it couldn't be flavored. Because like all of them get. Yeah, just because we don't want you to have anything that's sweet, nothing that tastes good, nothing that reminds you of home.
Yeah.
They could only have so many pictures up. Oh my God, I gotta tell you this other story. I just knew. So they're allowed to have like pictures in their wall locker. They're only allowed to have 5, and they can't be anything like girls in bikinis, nothing provocative, nothing.
Well, we're cell phones at during all this. How does that work?
Oh, we keep them. So they get there, they turn them in. So as soon as we get them off the bus,
like they can't they don't get to text, or I mean, how's that shit work?
No.
Not at night.
The worst thing you can do is take a little private DePalo, give him his cell phone, let me go check Instagram and see my girlfriend kiss another dude on Instagram. My mind is gone.
Got you. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
I'm over this. I want to go home and try to figure out what's going on.
Right.
So what we do, as soon as they get there, we give them 45 seconds to call mama or somebody that loves them and tell them, hey, I made it. I'm safe. Goodbye. Right. And then we give them a thing that they'll mail, because all their mail's free. They get to send free letters. They can send 30 letters if they want to a day. Right. It's all free. And they send their address to back home or whoever. And then like once every like 3 or 4 weeks, we'll give them like a 5-minute phone call where they can get their cell phone and call home. But I warn them, don't go to your social media. Call somebody, because I promise you don't want to see what's on social media. If you got a girlfriend, boyfriend, and that's another thing too. I would tell them every time they go, if you got a boyfriend or girlfriend back home, raise your hand. If you've gotten a letter from them, raise your hand. All the hands go down. See, exactly. She ain't yours no more, bro. Yep. Forget about it. Move on. Focus on what you got going on here, because you see it happen. And anytime somebody got a Jody letter is what we call them. Like if you got a letter from your girlfriend saying she's breaking up with you, or a boyfriend breaking up with you, I said, I want to see it. I want to see it. And I would read it. And I would read it out loud, just to give them. I try to prepare them for real life. Right. Like, this shit you got going on is not going to last. Nope. I hate to break it to you. High school sweethearts, that is like a 1 in a million chance.
Yeah, that doesn't happen all. I think we may know like one that we went to high school with that worked out, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Danae and Drew. They made it.
They're gold, bro. They're gold. Yep. But no, stuff like that it's so rare, and it's not that I'm pessimistic or I'm an asshole and I'm trying to kill them around. It's real life shit, and I try to prepare for that. Like, don't ever expect somebody to stay in your life just because they tell you they're going to stay in their life. Like, you got to be prepared for anybody to switch it up on you. Yeah. They said I was married for 8 years, and then that ended it in a flash. You know what I mean? I was like, so don't. That's what I'm saying. Go get a tattoo. Go get a gym membership and a good haircut, bro. Like, and a snapback. That's all you need. That's all you need. That's all you need to find happiness in this life.
Oh man. Well, what's that story? You were gonna tell me a story.
So, in the main hallway that all the soldiers go through every day, we have the command wall. So we got everybody from, the man himself, Donald Trump, all the way down to all the drill sergeants. So all the drill sergeants have their official drill sergeant photo in their hat, like looking all mean and stuff. And the pictures are like, I don't know, 5x7, probably a little bit bigger than 5x7. So anyways, I'm the CQ drill sergeant. So every night a drill sergeant has to stay overnight with the privates, right?
Okay.
So they're never alone. And I'm the CQ drill sergeant, and I realized right before final formation, where we make them drink water before we put them to bed to make sure they stay hydrated, I realized my picture's missing. So I'm like, so I text all the other drill sergeants. So we had like a group chat. I'm like, hey, does anybody see my pictures? Like somebody fucking with me.
Yeah.
They're like, uh-oh, somebody just stole DePalo's photo. I'm thinking a female or somebody stole it, because all the females, I don't want to sound douchey, but all the females will oogle over me. There's this jack tatted dude, like, they get Stockholm syndrome. I'm daddy, right?
I get you. Yeah, I get it.
So I go outside the formation where all 260 of them are at. I'm like, who the fuck has my photo? I said, if you come forward now, I won't freak out on you. Who has my photo? Nobody would answer. I was like, okay, cool. So the first bay I went through was a female bay. I tore that thing apart. Couldn't find it. Went to one of the male bays. Tore the thing apart. Couldn't find it. The last bay I went to, and the second to last wall locker I went to, this kid had my picture in his wall locker taped up in his wall locker. He had like a shrine to Drill Sergeant DePalo.
Oh, yeah?
It was, yeah, a male. I was like,
oh, man.
I'm not going to freak out. I'm the only one here, so I know if I do something crazy, like I'm going to prison. So
you didn't call him out in front of everyone?
Yeah, everybody in the bay knew about it. Yeah, so I took it back. But and then I let another drill sergeant handle it, because if I handle it, it was personal to me. So.
Well, I mean, that's kind of ballsy, isn't it? Like, I mean,
right. And you knew I was coming up here.
Yeah.
And you didn't take it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm saying, like, his mom had like printed pictures from my Facebook and sent him pictures of me.
Damn.
Like, it was like crazy stalker stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the dude was he was crazy about me.
Well,
anyways, long story short, we ended up having the guy move, because it was like he had an unhealthy obsession with me.
No shit. That's interesting.
That was like the most awkward shit I've ever been involved in my life. Yeah. Like stuff like that.
You were hoping it was a female. You were hoping it was a female.
No, I wouldn't. No, because hell no, because that's a big no-no there. Hell,
yeah, no, I get it.
I get
it. No, you can't.
Do none of that.
No, you can't do that.
I found a girl's diary. She had like drew a picture of me and was like writing me love notes every day that she was keeping to herself. Like it was weird, man. These kids, kids do weird stuff, man.
Yeah.
Weird. I was like, I don't know. I don't get it. But you're in a situation like that, you're stressed out. I don't know. You look for anything you can to, I don't know. I try to justify it for him. It's just weird, man. It's just weird. I got so many weird stories. I had a kid, so the M4s they have now are fire on semi and full auto.
Yeah.
So for anybody out there, our M4s are like, the AR-15s that fire 223s. Ours was 5.56, the same measurement, just a different method of measurement.
This is a rifle he's talking about, if you don't know.
Yeah. So we go to the range. You're not allowed to shoot full auto. And we tell them, you never shoot full auto. You never shoot full auto. You're not allowed to do it because it's extremely dangerous. And especially if you're giving a weapon like that to someone that is not familiar with weapons. Yeah, exactly. Not all of them are country boys like us that grew up shooting shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so we had this female, didn't know what she was doing. This is our second day at the range. She had a 30-round magazine in, and we're shooting at 25-meter targets. So what we had to do is shoot 3 rounds, put it on safe. We go down, we check the targets, see where you're at, see where we need to adjust your sights and stuff like that. First thing she does, puts that thing on full auto, fires all 30 rounds of ammo. And so then, like, she stands up and she's like, oh my God. And I'm like running down the firing lane to like come to her. And then she turns and points the weapon at me. So I just clothesline her. Boom! Because I didn't know she was going to try and shoot me or what. You don't know where this kid's head's at. So I just clothesline her ass. I felt so sorry for her girl after the fact. But I was like, we preached to him, like, you got to be safe. You never take your weapon off the firing line. You never point it in the direction of anybody, nothing like that. And if you do, drill sergeant's going to touch you.
Yeah.
Drill sergeant's going to touch you. But
I mean, it's life or death. Even in that situation. It's
exactly. Yeah.
And you're not wearing any kind of bulletproof vest or anything.
Well, I have I have my, my bulletproof helmet, my bulletproof vest on, but hey.
Oh, you do? You do during that
30
too? Okay.
30 rounds, spray and pray, something's going to touch you.
Hell yeah.
You're only covered just vital organs and your noggin here.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't mess this up now.
Oh man. Well, look, so to get, I mean, and I love it. And I'm hoping everybody's getting something out of this because I mean,
They're
honestly,
probably like, this guy's the biggest asshole I've ever heard
no,
in my
dude. Because I feel
life.
like even if they are, who cares? Because here's the thing: I feel like people need to know what's up, what happens, what goes down. Maybe
Yeah.
someone may hear this that their loved ones in basic training right now.
Well,
Someone may
a
hear
lot of
this.
people, too, like in today's society, are just very sensitive,
Right, of
overly
course,
sensitive.
of
And
course.
then like
Well,
we're very like, especially like us that have been in for a long time and been to war several times, we have
yeah,
very dark senses of humor. So it's
right,
really hard for people to accept us or to take
right.
us like, or because we're just very,
Well, I feel like
it
anybody
breaks
that
our
does have an issue with anything you've said, they got to know that hey, you defended our country, you defended them, and you're back taking care and preparing people to do the same thing for them.
yeah,
And
exactly.
but so moving on to some real life stuff. I mean, what do you think? How do you think that I guess the Army and everything you've been going through in the past? You said how long? 13 years.
Yep, 13.
Okay. That long. What do you think? How do you think it's molded you and shaped you as far as being a person versus what you had you went on a different path? Basically, had you went on a path that people that we grew up with that may have gone, you saw yourself possibly going that way.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
whatever.
pretty much in North Louisiana, you had two options. You're going to weld or you're going to work the oil field.
Yep.
Not many of us had grades to go to college. There was a few of us, a few like brainiacs. I know, remember Jimbo Yoakum? He's a damn lawyer now.
Yeah, he is. And there's a few people. Paul's an attorney.
Yeah.
Kimber's an attorney.
I got a story about Jimbo. I've run into Kimber since we graduated too. I ran into her in like Mississippi somewhere, or maybe Nashville. I can't remember.
But I mean, there's a few people, but most people, you're right. Most people that grew up with us, I went straight to the oil and gas industry, and then I got my degree
There's
on
money there
life
too. Yeah.
later on. But yeah, you're right. Most of us were just grunts and just went out and worked.
Yeah. So I would say, I've got to see a lot of stuff, so I understand how the world works and how good America has it. I've gotten to meet people from all different backgrounds. I have friends and from all over the world of all different colors and religions and ethnic backgrounds. And you realize like how dumb a lot of shit that goes on is.
Yeah.
So I feel like yeah, I'm brash, I'm loud, and I say a lot of crazy shit, but at the same time too, like there's not very many people I don't like. I can get along with anybody. But one thing that I will say about this, that they say about soldiers, especially is soldiers, everyone that joined the Army around the time I did, they say we never grow up. We're kids forever. Which I agree with slightly. But
yeah, but you always had that mentality. And to be honest, I didn't know how to, because I haven't spoken to you in so long, I didn't know how I feel like you're the same dude we used to hang out with. You know what I mean?
Right, I'm
you still the
just
same personality. So I mean, it's like that's awesome. It didn't change you from how I knew you anyways.
No, I'm just not like, I'm not some like a shell of a man, like just emotional, like, say you're talking about PTSD, like some people just come out and they're just, the lights are on, but nobody's home.
Yeah, and it just affects everyone differently,
Yeah. No, I'm not like that at all. I'm still me, man. I'm still the same. I'm still just slightly bigger. I'm just a little bit taller and a little bit beefier. That's it.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think that it would have worked out? You would have went down a dark path or a different path had you not done this, or do you just think this is something you're meant to do?
No idea. Like I honestly try to sit and like, what would I have done with my life had I not? Yeah. And I don't know. I make jokes like I'd probably been trapping or something like that, but I don't know. I'd have probably ended up in an oil field or welding or something like that, because we were all good at that. That's all we did. Shit, all day at school. Half the time we didn't go to our other classes. We stayed at the shop and was just welding bird
Marlboro class, yeah.
Old Marlboro.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I think. Do you feel like you're better because of it? I mean,
I don't think I'm better than anything. I feel like I'm in a better position in life than I would have been had I stayed in Louisiana.
Okay. Well, and that's just, and that's how it is for everyone. I feel like that, you make decisions and you look back and you say, okay, what made me do this, or why? You maybe don't know why you did it, because there's a lot of shit I did that I don't know why I did, but I feel like everything leads you to where you're at, and then
well, that's the thing too. I just, me, like I just never cared enough about anything to really give it 100% or anything. Right. The Army forces you to do that. You have to show up.
Just 100%.
If you don't show up, guess where you're going.
Accountability is everything. I don't give a shit what part of life it is, whether it's a career, education, military,
100%.
Relationship, family. Accountability. If you're accountable for everything you do, everything's on the table. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's no bullshit excuses. It's all on the table.
Yep. Exactly. That's what I needed at that point in time in my life. That's what I need.
Right.
That shit. Even still to this day, I need that because every once in a while, like, I'll get lazy. I'm the face of the Army as a drill sergeant, but at the same time too, like, man, I really don't want to go work today. But guess what? I got to, because if I don't,
that's another thing I was going to ask you. Were there days you woke up and you're like, damn, I don't feel like messing with these kids, but shit.
Trust me, yes. I mean, shit, more days than not. Like I said, but at the end of the day,
you gotta look at the bigger picture. You're there for all of them, not just yourself.
Yeah, the bigger picture is at the end of the day, on graduation day, when you get to see them all proud in their dress uniforms, their mom and daddy with them, and everybody's telling you thank you for what you did for my son or for my, this, that, and the other. Or like, when a dad comes up to you and says, I don't know how y'all did it. I don't know how y'all did it.
Yeah, because I feel like whenever someone completely is molded, may they have not been, and I know everyone's molded when they come out of basic training. They have to be, because of so much rash, hard accountability the entire time they're there.
Exactly.
But I feel like
amounts of stress, lack of sleep, you're constantly, like, you learn. We break you down completely and then rebuild you.
And as soon as those parents see them, they can see it immediately.
Exactly. And they're like, I don't know how you did it. I'm like, well, I'm gonna tell you how. They didn't have a freaking choice. That's how. They either did this or they don't get paid. So
break them down and build them back up.
Exactly. And then you see people that from all walks of life that join. I mean, people from other countries will join the Army just so they could become a citizen. Right. And half the people in this country don't even appreciate shit. So
no, I mean, I don't like to get on that way, but I will say this. We are in the land of opportunity, and there are a lot of people that do not appreciate what we have and what we're given. But if they were ever stripped of those values or opportunities, and we're in places of some of these third world immigrants that come here,
that's what I try to tell people.
What they have.
That's what I try to tell people. Go spend 9 months in West Africa.
Yeah.
And you'll come back to America loving every bit of it.
Well, how was Africa? We didn't talk
hot.
About that.
Hot. Yes, I went for the Ebola breakout, man. It was an experience though. Like it was hot, man. It was a different kind of, like Iraq was hot too. Like Iraq was, I went from Alaska. So I'm going from negative 60-degree weather across the damn ocean, across the world to Iraq where it's 140 degrees. Well, that sucked. But that's a dry heat. That's, it's hot, but it's different. It's different than Africa heat or West Africa heat, because Africa's big as shit. Like down South Africa is like a desert stuff. But that West Africa heat, that jungle heat, that sucks the life out of you. That's like Louisiana heat, man.
Yeah, that Louisiana heat times two.
Yeah. That Louisiana heat sucks the life out of you.
Yeah, man. Well, look, dude, we're already damn near the hour. We got to catch up some more.
I can talk all night.
We got to catch up some more, but I do want to say, I normally give my guests some kind of gift, and I haven't seen you in forever, but I think I'm going to shoot you something via email when we get done, and you got to let me know if you like it or not. But I feel
I might be in town here in about 2 weeks.
Well, then I'll just wait and give it to you. How about that?
Yeah, me and Obo might come make grace Louisiana with our presence.
Well, then I'll just hold on to it then, and I'll give it to you when you get here. We got to catch up. Do you still do a little picking and grinning?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah, because if you guys, so Michael DePalo used to make up and write songs, and he'd re-rap songs into country music and all. You still do all that?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, from time to time, like I like to play a lot of country covers. I still play like some rap songs that I'll turn into like country songs and stuff.
Yeah.
I like rewrite some songs and stuff here and there, but I don't have a whole lot of time on my hands. But yeah, it's mainly for the ladies. Go on a date.
That's what I used to always say. I was like, man, I don't know how to play that well, but I know enough to get someone's attention.
Yeah, you used to play. Yeah, I say you used to pick a little bit here and there with me.
Yeah, man, but not so much anymore. They just sit over there in the corner now.
Yeah,
just more for decoration. So what? I guess, man, if you had any advice for anyone, and it doesn't have to be strictly anybody who possibly maybe going into the military, but just anybody at all, based on everything you've been through in life, what would be the one token phrase to give someone?
Oh man. There's so many. Yeah. There's so many. But
even better. What's one that you live by daily, or one that just hits you all the time and you can't escape it?
Let it hurt and then let it go.
Yeah.
Let it hurt and then let it go.
Okay. You want to elaborate on that or just leave it right there?
That's everything. That's just anything, man. Like like so much in life is about failing, and then
Yep.
failing at anything, failing at, a goal you're trying to achieve, a relationship or something like that. That stuff sucks. You can't be afraid of failure. You got, hey, you try something, it sucks, you failed, let that shit hurt, and then let that shit go and do something else.
Yeah. I completely agree, man. There's no way in hell you can get great at something if you don't suck at it at some point.
Exactly.
I don't care who you are. Even Michael Jordan at one point probably wasn't amazing at basketball. You know what I mean?
He didn't wake up good.
I mean, and I'm another big fan of telling everybody, I don't care who you are, you got to work your ass off. Even if I don't know, just
even when you don't want to. Even when you don't want to.
Yeah, the ride is the biggest part of the journey, man.
Oh yeah.
At the
Exactly.
end
And
of
like I said, we talked about earlier, those experiences shape you. Like you said, you're trying to like start a business or something like that, and you're failing like multiple times. When that shit finally hits and it sticks, that's gonna make it all the sweeter.
But you know how to strive forward. You know how to help, train people that are, doing the same, just like you. You've already been through the ringer, so you know what to prepare these kids to, what they need to learn.
Yeah,
so
you see them fail. You kind of force failure upon them sometimes.
Yeah.
You see them fail, and then when you finally see them achieve it, it's like, it's like an aha moment. Oh shit, I got this.
Yeah.
And it just increases their confidence and everything. And that it applies. I mean, I'm using the Army and being a drill sergeant because it's like the best analogy I can use. But that literally can apply to anybody in any type of situation. All it takes is one small victory, and it could change everything.
Yeah, I completely agree. Well, look, man, we're gonna wrap up right here. Any last words? Anything you want to throw out there?
Man, thanks dude. Like we for real got to catch up. If I come down, it'll be for the 4th to see Mama and them. Yeah, see Mama and them. I'm gonna definitely let you know. We definitely got to grab a beer for sure.
Sounds good.
Because like I said, I could talk to you all day, man.
Yeah. Hey, I know we still got a lot to talk about, but
I know I still got to hear your story.
I know, man. We'll get there. Well, look, everyone, please subscribe to the podcast. Thanks again, Mike, for coming on, bro.
Thanks, man.